welcome to Prime Time with Sylvia. And today is, of course, I would like to wish all our Malay friends and all Muslim friends out there, Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri. Now, in the studio, I have with me today is someone who will make a great difference in thousands and thousands of lives. For example, the latest one, he has offered accommodation in the stretch of Orchard Road for our frontline healthcare workers from Malaysia. In the studio with me, right over here on my right, please give it up for Richard, and he is the CEO and founder of Rainmaker Movement. Hi, Richard.
Hi, Sylvia. Thank you so much for having me here.
I should be the one who is very, very honored to have Richard to be on my show, because we know that you have done so much for the community. You have done so many initiatives to fundraising also. But before that, I just want to ask, how has the CB period been treating you?
So to be honest, it doesn't make really a lot of difference in my life. So this is the best period for me to really use to spend time with my family. It's a time to reflect. It's a time for me to connect my friends through other means rather than physical contact. And it's a time for me to really think about what do I want to do in the next couple of years as well. So it is never a time for me to just sit back, relax, and do nothing. But I feel that we must always make full use of every minute, every second to really maximize it. Yeah, do something productive with our time. Yeah.
Yes, and I totally agree with what you said in one of the video later on, that everybody can play a part in improving the lives of the community. So everybody can actually start off an initiative, to help out people out there. Now, to all my viewers out there, before we start on to ask Richard about a lot of questions, now Richard is very, very difficult to get him on the show, okay? So if you have any question, grab hold of the chance and ask him. But do me a favor, you need to comment and ask your questions only on Prime Time on Sylvia Facebook page, all right? If not, I won't be able to see your questions at all, okay? So that's where you are. All you need to do is like the page and ask your questions and comment it on the page of Prime Time with Sylvia. All right, Richard, are you ready to be answering all the questions whereby, all the viewers are crazy about? I tell you how many WhatsApp I have received asking me, wow, you got Richard on your show. And I say, yeah. You mean you know him? Yeah, he's my friend. Oh my God, I'm so going to catch it tonight. Can you tell me what time? Everybody keep asking me. So I got no choice. I repost your poster one more time.
Thank you so much.
That shows how good you are, Richard. All right, now, can you share with us a bit about yourself and also your entrepreneurial journey?
Okay, to be very honest with you, I only started my entrepreneurial journey about 3 years ago. So actually, the majority of my life is spent as a corporate in the corporate world. Right, so I've been in the corporate world for many years. So across different industry, but primarily is focusing on sales, fundraising, and business development. Yeah, so I work in media, I work in government ministry, and also work with non-profit step board and higher institutions and non-profit. So in a way, you can call me a job hopper. All right. So since I graduated from NTU year 2000, I've been like moving around. So basically, I'm someone a little bit restless. I cannot stay in a job. I'll get restless. I will move. All right. So eventually, about 3 years ago, I decided to just take the leap of faith, to quit my corporate job and to become an entrepreneur. Yeah, is to really try something different. It's something that I want to do, so that before I depart from the world, I leave no regret. Yeah, because what I really cherish now is, I think, is time freedom. Because as you grow in age, money is no longer so important. All right, I think what is more important is time and the freedom to do what you want to do. All right, because I can always earn money anytime, but I cannot use money to buy time. So I have asked myself, for the rest of my life, what do I want to do? Am I really happy working in a corporate world? Actually, to be honest, I enjoy my corporate world, all right? But I feel that in a way, there are pros and cons, in the sense that I desire more freedom to do what I want to do, being an entrepreneur myself. And also in a way to test my own level of faith. Yeah.
I see. Okay. And you know what, Richard, so fast we start having comments already. I'm going to
Yeah.
show you the comments right here.
Hi,
We have
Warren.
Warren Woon,
Hi,
and
Erica.
he's saying, yeah, great to hear your story, Richard. Nice show, SG. And we also have our Erica, right? Erica over here. And great leader, Richard Giam. All right, there you are. And Warren said also, nice show, Sylvia. Thank you very much, Warren. Please like the page Prime Time with Sylvia. Okay. All right. And you know what happened? I managed to actually, all right, grab some childhood photo of Richard. I'm sure a lot of people are very curious. Such an outstanding man. Okay, how does he look like when he's young? Let's check out this photo over here. Wow, wow, which one is you, left or right, Richard?
The one on the right. The one holding the
The one
brown bag.
holding the brown bag. I see. What about the one on your right? Who is that boy
He's
holding the
actually
blue
my
bag?
twin brother. He's my twin brother.
Oh my God, you have a twin brother?
Yes. Sometimes
Oh,
people mistaken me as him, so you have to make sure they don't call the wrong person. Yeah, yeah.
oh, I did
Twin
not
brother.
know.
Yeah,
I
he's
did
my
not
twin
know
brother.
that you have a twin brother. So you have got to tell your twin brother he has got to be friendly to everybody. Because I'm sure a lot of people know Richard. So if you can imagine if I walk on the street, I saw you and I like, hey, how are you? And your twin brother are like, who the hell is this girl? So he has to be friendly to everybody. He has no choice.
I'm quite used to it. There are people who mistaken me as him or mistaken him as me, so we are pretty used. But I think now people are able to tell us quite differently now, because I think as we grow, I mean, people can see it different. We are no longer so alike when we were young. Yeah.
Okay. I have another up close photo of Richard when he's young, and ta-da! This boy is so cute. How old were you then, Richard?
About, I think, primary four, when I was in primary four.
Primary four. So do you actually start already motivating a lot of people and you're already like making a difference in everybody's life as young as, the childhood photo that I showed you earlier on?
Okay, to be honest, no. I'm very different, when I was young compared to right now. So when I was young, I was very inferior. I have a lot of inferiority complex. So pretty much very shy, and I don't really dare to go and interact with people. Yeah, so that's me. And because I was brought up from I don't come from a rich family. So actually I was brought in a pretty low income family. So when I was very young, I have to work. I start working when I was very young. Okay. And
Mm.
and it was quite a tough journey for me. So but along the way, I realized that there's always a meaning in life. It's like, why do we have to go through certain kind of challenges and certain trials and tribulation in life? Is to really mold us and prepare us for something greater. All right. So I really thank God that throughout this period I have experienced a lot of things and made a lot of changes and make new friends, at the same time grow myself. Okay, grow in the level of my faith. In terms of how I deal with challenges. So my
Mm.
childhood was pretty quite interesting. All right. So I have a very different childhood from a lot of my friends. Yeah. So I started working when I was in kindergarten. So actually, if you have purchased my book, you can read a little of my life story. Yeah. Because
Okay.
they were hawkers. All right. My parents were hawkers. So when I was young, kindergarten, I was forced to be a cheap labor or free labor. So and
Ah,
this thing has it continued, until I graduated from university. Yeah. So I've experienced
wow.
hardship. All right. So I definitely I don't belong to the strawberry generation. All right. So I know what it
Mm.
to work hard and to earn a living for ourselves. Even for my own tuition fee and school fees, I have to work and pay for my own self. Yeah. So that's my life.
Wow. But I guess all this hardship really brought you up to be such a fine young gentleman that you are today, that is inspiring thousands and thousands of lives. We have Evelyn online over here. Evelyn Chu, say hi to Richard and hi to Sylvia.
Dream
Hi, Evelyn.
dream
And
of mine. All right.
A good friend of yours, Evelyn?
Yes. And
All right.
Claire, Claire, thank you so much for coming. CK,
Okay.
thanks so
There
much.
you are. Yes, CK. We have a question over here by Ibika. He's asking, how would a leader convince the followers to believe in his vision?
Okay, I think that's a very interesting question. All right. I think first and foremost, if a true leader does not need to convince much. A true leader, you don't really need to convince much. If like you walk the talk, people can sense your inspiration. People they know your vision. They know that how much you believe in your vision and you really care for your team members. They will follow you automatically. Because if you need to convince someone to follow you, I think something is very wrong. Is that you are such inspiration whereby your members will want to follow you without you even telling them to do so. I think that's a true mark of leadership. If you look at even in Singapore and in the whole world, there's a lot of great leaders out there. They don't have to convince people and say, "Come follow me," right? People automatically follow them. Even people who doesn't know them personally, they want to follow them by maybe listening to them, like get update about their life and stuff like that. So to respond to Emika's question is that be an inspiration so that you can attract. You don't need to convince.
And absolutely correct. You know why? Because straight away we have Claire over here who say Richard is an inspiration to us all. Exactly what you just say. You just have to inspire people. Your followers will follow you accordingly. You don't even have to convince them, right? All right. We also have Xin Wei in the house over here. Okay. Yes, yeah, we actually say, go, Richard. So we also have Claire who say again, exactly, lead by example. Do you agree with that? Lead by example, Richard?
Yes, of course. But to be honest, sometimes it's not easy. All right. So even we are all of us are leader in our own stripes. Whether you are in a family, you are head of the family, or you are the team leader, or at work, or whatever, we are all leader. Lead by example is something that we all want to do. But to be honest, sometimes as a human, we fall short of this standard. All right. So it is not necessary. Of course, this is an ideal. But to be very honest with you, we also need our friends, our team members to understand that, to be gracious as well. But sometimes we do fall short of the standard that's expected. So we have to have such a good relationship, and in the sense that when we fall short, they are there to quick to forgive. If we are not being like loving, we don't care for them enough. Sometimes they can pick on us, like, wow, how could you do this, do that? It's more like the relationship is not there. So when you do something that doesn't match your expectation, you realize that they're creating problem for you. So I think it's very important as a leader to first to show care, love, and concern for your team members, so that even when you fall short one day, they'll be gracious enough and forgiving enough to really help you out.
Yes, this is something that Richard has been advocating. He's always speaking about a true connection whereby it's genuine and also is about loving each other and be gracious with each other, right? Cassandra over here also says she agree with you. Vivian Ko say be an inspiration. Yes. And also, same for Imika, also say that be an inspiration. Imika also say thank you for the wise answer. We have Roger Chu in the house. Richard, great job. Job well done. Keep it up. All right, that is of course Richard. We also have Yulia. Yes. Sincerity goes a long way. Yes, that is absolutely correct. It's something that I know Richard for so long, and I know that he's been advocating this. He's a very, very sincere person. Even when he's out there to help, you can see that he is really what we say in Mandarin, 把心掏出来帮人家. You understand or not? You understand? Okay. All right. Now let's move on to the next question over here, which I'm very, very interested. You have written a top-selling book, which is called Fundraising Among the Giants: How to Attract High Net Worth Individuals and Major Donors for Good. Could you share with me, and of course our viewers too, more about this book?
All right. Okay, I have a copy of the book here.
Nice. Right. Wow. Can you sign one and give me one? Although I have bought one already. Oh, I courier mine over for you to sign and then you bring it back to me.
Of course, no problem. All right. Okay, maybe I share with you the brief background of this book. Actually, after I decided to quit from my corporate job, okay, one of the main reasons I decided to quit my corporate job because at that time I wanted to write a book on fundraising. Because in Singapore, there was no one that I cannot find a fundraising book written by a Singaporean or an Asian. Because it's all written by, like fundraisers or development directors from US, in other countries. But in Singapore, there's no book on fundraising written by a Singaporean. So I said, I want to be the first. All right. So at that time, I was working in a corporate. So I actually consulted my boss because as an employee, you need to seek clearance, right? So I consulted my boss. I have this idea, can I go and write a book on fundraising? She actually poured cold water on me. I can understand why. Yes, because I can understand why. Because she's my boss, she's my fundraising director. Can you imagine her staff wrote a book on fundraising? So
yes,
I know one thing is that I don't blame her because this is how the corporate world function. All right, because if I want to do something I really want to do, like writing a book, I know one thing is that I cannot remain in corporate world for too long. So that's one reason why I decided to just quit my job and do something like that. And one of the things that I wanted to do is to write a book on fundraising, which I did. So, okay, what this book is all about is basically, okay, the title of the book is, as you have rightly mentioned, it's called Fundraising on the Giants. It's basically, the giants refer to high net worth individuals, all right? So it's how to attract high net worth individuals and major donors for good. When I say for good, it means for charity. At the same time, for good means for long term, all right, for good, all right? So this book basically documents my experience, all right? You share about a bit my life and some of the strategies that I use to cultivate relationship, all right, with donors, all right? How I managed to go and convert them from stranger to become a loyal donor. Because you must understand that as a fundraiser, there are two types of fundraisers, all right? Some of them, they are very good at hunting. It means they are very good go out there bringing the leads. And some of them, and the other group is, we call the farmers. They are very good at farming. It means that they have a lead. They just build relationship, things like that. But I find that to be an outstanding fundraiser, you need to be both a hunter and a farmer. It means you must be able to personally go out there, bring in your own contacts, and then cultivate relationship and convert them to be a loyal donor. But apparently what I see in Singapore is that we have a lot of fundraisers. They are very good at farming because most of the leads are basically thrown from the top. Maybe the president of university or the chairman threw a lead, then they just take the lead and they'll just go and build a relationship. Where it is not, I'm not saying that it's not right. Okay, it's okay to do it. But I feel that it's more challenging if you can go out there and find your own leads and convert them into donors. So my book actually shared about some of these strategies, how you can really go out there and bring the donor in, bring the prospect in and convert them into a donor.
Yeah. Wow, that is really a first for a lot of things. For example, there is no Singaporean who have ever written this book before, has made this topic before. And also, you actually teaches the readers the strategy on hunting the fundraisers. Yeah. You have the strategy inside. Yeah. You're so willing to share. Why are you so willing to share the strategy?
Okay, I feel that we must have abundance mindset, all right, in the sense that there's no lack in the world. Okay, many times when they operate with a shortage mindset in the sense that we're not willing to share, I'm so afraid that what if I share, someone become better than me. But to be honest, I know that there are a lot of people out there much better than me. I'm very happy so that we can all become better together, all right? There should not be some fear of competition. We should be willing to share so that as a group, as a community, we can prosper as a whole. Because if I'm the only one successful and all my friends are not successful, that is not going to make me happy, all right? So by sharing, I'm also reaping, all right? I'm sowing good seeds. Sometimes the person may return back the harvest to me, or sometimes it may not be the person or someone else. But I always believe that it is good to always sow, because whatever we sow, we will eventually reap. Okay, if we sow good seeds, we will reap good harvest. So we must have the mindset of abundance, not the mindset of being lose out. Like, what if I just, So I'm most willing to, in fact, I have given a lot of fundraising talks, consultancy for free. All right. In fact, I don't charge a single cent, which I could. Why? Because I want to empower people. I want to empower people to do something that they want to do, which is to help the poor, to help the needy, the disabled, the broken families. So I think it's okay. And in fact, I enjoy sharing my knowledge.
I am very impressed by you, Richard, because I somehow or rather believe that there are not many people who operate on a mindset of abundance. Maybe typical Singaporean, we are trained to be kiasu. So it's like I'm very grateful that you are out there sharing this vibes with everybody to have a mindset of abundance. Now that's the reason why your book is so popular. Let's take a look at some photo. Now, check out this photo. Richard is actually doing a signing on a book, right? This is for your this present book, right?
Yes. So this is during my book launch.
There's your book launch. And how about this one? What is this?
This is my book launch as well. So just on
So
the
you
book,
are giving the talk.
the auditorium. So this is a private event where I have more than 400 friends. Okay, this is not a public event where more than 400 friends, they came and supported me. All right.
I
So I'm
see.
very honored to have all these friends. So on the day itself, we raised close to $10,000 on the day itself.
Wow.
And all donations, all the cash proceeds, I donate all money to Singapore Red Cross. At that time, I was ambassador for Singapore Red Cross.
I
So
see.
the book sale, 100% of the book sale goes to charity. I don't keep a single cent. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's very, very generous of you. And I believe it's because of all this good work that you have been doing for the community. Even on Money FM 89.3, they've invited you on to their show. Can you share a little bit more with us? What is this show that they've invited you on about, Money FM 89.3?
Okay, basically for this, I was invited to share about my fundraising experience and also to share a little bit about my book, Fundraising on the Giants. So it's more like to create publicity about this book and about my entrepreneurial journey. Yeah.
I see. Okay. And earlier on, you've spoken about Red Cross, right? Can you share with us a little bit more about this article that I pick up? You're out there to help people. What is this whole article all about for Red Cross?
Okay, it's in line with what I shared. Okay, so there was a few PR initiative that was going on. So after I published the book, I raised funds for Red Cross through the book. So the newspaper came to know about it, and they actually wrote an article about it. Yeah. So
Wow.
to generate awareness.
So you see, I actually go and dig up the article for you. Okay, I have someone over here who Imika says that please, can we have an ebook? Are you intending to have an ebook platform soon?
I already have. I can send you the link. All right.
Okay, if you can, you send me a link. I will show them here. Next up is CK Tam to double fund for long-term worthy cause.
To donate funds.
Long-term. Yeah, to donate. Okay. We also have Claire over here who say, yes, abundance of mindset is good. Shouldn't be stingy with giving and reap what you sow. Well said, Richard. And over here, we also have Imika say, great. Being generous is one of the traits of a good leader. We also have Yulia in the house also. The secret of the universe, the more you give, the more you gain. Imika also said this is so true. And CK Tom said that it's better to give than receive. Yes, absolutely. That is very, very true. It's always better to give than to receive, right? 他们有句话嘛 in Mandarin it's called 施比得更好，对不对？ Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll move on to the next question that everybody is very curious about. Now, you have been involved in non-profit industry for many, many years. Now, what should donors look out for when it comes to giving?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. All right. So to be honest, I think we are all donor in one way or another. All right. So long you donate money, so long it's a dollar, 50 cent, 100,000, 10,000, you are considered donor. All right. So there are a few things that when as a donor we have to look out for when before we part our money. Okay. First and foremost, we have to ascertain whether the cost, the case for support, is it something that is genuine? All right,
Mm-hmm.
something that's genuine. We must do a lot of research and our due diligence, especially when you have the intention to part with a large sum of money. You know, of course, if let's say you're talking about a few dollars, you don't really need to do extensive research. But let's say you decided to give us, let's say, a very substantial amount, let's say 10,000, 100,000, a million, you really have to do a lot of due diligence on the cost, on the charity or the organization that's asking for your donation. You have to do it to make sure first is that is genuine, it's not a scam. All right, because right now, during COVID, we have seen that there's a lot of appeal for donation. A lot of people say, "Oh,
Yes.
so and so, my mother, my brother is hospitalized, having cancer. They can show you photo." There was this article about this lady. All right, she took photo of herself saying that I'm now going through some chemotherapy. I'm having a cancer, but end up it was fake. So she actually fabricated the whole thing, staged whole thing. She took photo of herself in the hospital. It's all fake. But a lot of people fell into that. So I think very importantly is we need to really do our own research because you see, I think generally Singaporeans, we are very good-hearted. Okay, in fact, Singaporeans compared to some other countries, we are top in come to giving. Okay, when we heard a sob story, when we saw a very sad movie, we are prompt. We want to give, but we need to understand that we need to really be sure that is this something which is genuine. All right, first thing. Second is that if we have verified that this is genuine, we need to know is this something which that can align with our values, because there are many causes out there that that wants our attention, okay, that wants our money, right? It could be support for cats, for animals, it could be for the
Mm.
disabled, for special needs children, or for broken family or elderly. You need to know which are the causes that you want to support. You need to know. And then another factor you need to take into consideration is that when you give, all right, you must know whether your donation, does it go to a general pool or it goes to a specific program. For example, all right, for example, this particular charity, all right, for example, they may organize dementia program to help people with dementia. All right, if you just write a
Mm.
check to so and so charity, all right, this amount will go to the general pool, which means that it
Mm.
might even go to fund their salaries, you know, because it go to the general pool. So if you feel that no, I do not want to fund the electricity or utilities or salary or stuff. I really want to help those people who are having dementia. So you may want to discuss with the charity to say that I want my funds to designate towards the program. Yeah. So these are things that some donors they won't know. They say, "Oh, you want money? I just donate. I just write a check." But there are a lot of few things that you can actually specify where you want your money to go towards. Yeah.
Yes, this is something that I believe I don't really know until today that Richard told me about it. I mean, wow, for so long I've been donating, and I mean, I thought it's going straight to the dementia patient or whatever causes that I am supporting. But is there actually a legal firm or a law whereby the donors can actually, you know, turn to when the money is not being given to the beneficiary itself, but goes straight to maybe the office renter or the organization? Is there such a thing in terms of in the eyes of the law?
Okay, to be honest with you, is when you write a check to a particular organization, it's a donation. It means that you
Mm.
allow the charity, the organization to do whatever they want with your money. Because it's a donation.
Mm.
Because in return, if the charity is of IPC status, it means that if the Institute of Public Character, you will enjoy the tax deduction 2.5 times right now, right? But that's why if you really want to support a specific cause, you have to have a discussion, all right, with the charity head in charge. But again, it depends on amount. If let's say you're just donating $1, I mean, it's quite ridiculous for
Yeah.
them and you, right, to say that, oh, I want this dollar to buy certain kind of food. It's a bit ridiculous. But unless you're giving a substantial amount, you can actually request and talk to the charity and say, I would like to designate my funds toward a certain program.
Okay. So all you need to do is to speak to the beneficiary or rather the organization,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
How about for people out there who wants to fundraise for a cause? How should they go about doing it so that we are not breaking the laws or we are not doing it right?
Okay. So you see, when you want to fundraise for a cause, say you want to fundraise for a friend, all right, who is having cancer, all right. So first and foremost, you need to understand, okay, would you want to fundraise from the general public or you just want to fundraise among your friends? If you want to fundraise from the general public, it means that the appeal go out to the public, the general public. You need to get a license from the Singapore Police. All right. You cannot just go out there, take a can and go around the public and say, can you donate for my friend who is having cancer? It's against the law. You need to have a license. You need to have a permit. But if you fundraise among your friends, to be honest, that one is easy because these are all your close friends. All right. Then you can easily go to them and say, you know, can you help me with this and that? All right. So you have to differentiate. You want to fundraise from the public or among your friends. All right. So for most of the charities in Singapore, they have a license. They are a member of NCSS. Okay, so they are able, authorized to go out there to fundraise from the public. But if they are doing public events, they still have to apply for the license from the police. All right, from the Singapore Police Licensing Unit. All right. So the other thing is that if you want to fundraise for the cause, you need to know how much you want to fundraise. All right, be very specific. You cannot say, some people say, I want to fundraise. I just fundraise as much as possible. You can't do that. You need to give yourself a goal. How much you want to fundraise, by when. All right. Then you work. Then from there, you develop your strategy. Okay. Whether, let's say you want to fundraise 100,000 by the end of the year. Okay. Now we left about 6 months. So 100,000, how are you going to fundraise? Are you talking to 10 people can give you $10,000 each? Or you're talking to 100,000, each one give you $1 each? Okay, so from there, you develop a strategy and it pays to know people. That's why if you want to be a good fundraiser, you need to know people, all right? You cannot just use social media to communicate. You need to have people knowing you. You need to have a lot of connections whereby these are the people that you can go to, that they are willing to support you, provided that they trust you and they believe in you.
Okay, so there's one question that I would like to ask. If let's say you are just an individual without an organization, without a company behind you, but you would like to do a public fundraising initiative to be donated to a particular charity. So do you still have to go for the license firstly? And do you have to set up a non-profit organization company in order to do that?
Okay, to be honest, first and foremost, it is not easy to set up a non-profit organization, charity. All right. So, because you need to have licensing, you need to get, so there's a lot of process involved, especially if you want to have an IPC status whereby you are able to give tax deduction. You need to have at least 2 years of track record and stuff like that. So if you just want to, if let's say what do you want? If let's say your goal is just to raise funds for a particular charity, then I suggest that you just have to use a strategy. You don't need to set up an organization to raise funds for another organization, unless you have millions of dollars that this is a trust fund or a foundation that you want to build. Then it makes sense. So for example, in Singapore, we have foundations. We have Lee Foundation, Liam Foundation. We have this foundation that are set up to really give money away, all right, to institutions, to charity. But in order to establish that, it takes a lot of work and you need a lot of money as well, and a lot of work, money, and effort. So if you are just doing a charity fundraising for an organization, I suppose the best way is that you can do it on a smaller scale among your friends, all right, and then through referral and recommendation. I think that will be easier rather than trying to set up a company to do that. You'll save your life headache, trust me. you will spend a lot of time to work. Yeah.
Okay, if not, we can always look for Richard, right?
Yeah.
Because Richard knows a lot of high net worth individuals. So if you want to do it, you can always look for Richard. All right, next question I have for you is if I understand that you have recently formed a Rainmaker movement. Could you share more with us? And I know you're wearing the t-shirt whereby we are Rainmakers too. I show it to our viewers. You know, it's like Superman
Hello.
suddenly. Ta-da! We are Rain. Are the words gold in color? I'm trying to figure it out.
It's white, but this is our logo,
Oh,
right? This is our logo. Can see? Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. And what's written below over there, below the word "We are Rainmaker"?
It says miracles through connection. We are
Absolutely
Rainmaker.
right. That is so beautiful. Okay, so could you share with us a little bit more about, Rainmaker movement that you have just started?
Okay. So after I left my corporate, I actually was doing my own fundraising. All right. So my job or my business role is to really bring funds, raise funds for companies. All right, whereby I will basically brokerage deals. All right. So for example, ABC company wants a certain amount of funds, I will find the funds from there. From there, I will get a certain cut. All right. So that was my initial business model. All right. And
Hmm.
actually that actually served me quite well. All right. And yeah, because once you have a few big deals, you are well covered, you are quite well financed. But last year, I felt something was missing. I feel that I do not want to just make money for myself. All right. I feel that I wanted to really spread the rain, the blessing to a lot of people. Right. So one idea came to me is that I wanted to create a community of people who wants to make a difference. All right. So I call it a Rainmaker Movement. Okay. So what is Rainmaker Movement? Rainmaker Movement is basically a community of business leaders, philanthropists, CEOs, and like-minded professionals who share in our same values of giving back to the community. So within this Rainmaker Movement, we focus on 4 core values, which can be spelled as LARK, LARK. Okay. Love,
Mm.
authenticity, respect, and kindness. You see, in Singapore or in the world, there's no lack of networking events. There's no lack of associations, clubs, bosses network, or whatever. All right. I think these are all very good networking events. But what I wanted to create is something different in the sense that it is not people coming together just to meet business needs. Are people coming together because we all share the same common values of love, authenticity, kind, respect. Because you see, very importantly is that when we come together, all right, we have a business opportunity, stuff like that. But very importantly is who are we dealing with? Do we really know this person? Do you know what are some of the core values of this person?
Mm.
There are reasons, there are very reasons why some people fall into scam. Because they are attracted by the promised returns that are very high, or they wanted to earn money, but they overlook one important thing is the integrity and the values of the person.
Yes, absolutely right.
It's like you are trusting the wrong person. That's why when I do fundraising, when I was doing fundraising for companies, all right, I learned one important thing. What investors are looking at. When they invest money in a company, all right, a lot of investors, they tell me, Richard, when I invest in a certain company, I'm not because of the business model. I invest in the founder. They know that these are the founder that have integrity. These are the founder will not shortchange them. All right. So that's why end of the day, it reflect on me is a sense that when we want to form a community, it is not about just bringing rich people or business people together. But very importantly, we have to set the stage right. We need to bring people who can identify with these 4 core values. All right. Because
Which is luck.
because when you have the quantity, you may not have the quality. But when you have the quality of the members, I guarantee you that you will see quantity coming.
I see. So this is absolutely fabulous. Like what you said earlier on, it's true. It's quality, all right. And I believe that recently you have a very amazing initiative that you have started, and it was very, very well received by the media. This is about providing accommodation for our frontline healthcare workers from Malaysia, whereby they're not able to go home, they got to sleep at Seletar MRT station. Shall we take a look at the video, and then after that we'll talk more about it. All right,
Sure.
here we go.
There's one very interesting person who actually private messaged me, and she actually questioned me saying that, is this for real? Because they were surprised that we are offering free accommodation in Orchard area.
I get surprised. Is it true? This the place we need to stay? Quite expensive, I see.
During the COVID situation, when the Malaysian government announced about this 2-week lockdown, we also read about how some Malaysian workers, especially those who are from the low-income group, they have to spend their nights, sleeping on the streets. One of our Rainmaker members actually owned a co-living business, and we decided to develop this new initiative to really offer free accommodation to Malaysian workers, especially those who are from the healthcare and the cleaning industry, because we consider them as the frontline workers. So I believe that every one of us in this community, we can play a role. We have a part to help to shape the life of someone else.
First, when my boss calling me, he say must stay in Singapore because he say our government want to lock down on that day. Then some more, stay Singapore, the expensive, actually they're quite expensive, Actually, I tell my friend, can I stay your house maybe around 14 days first? After, if the Malaysia open back, maybe I go back like that. But I never expected. Now the extend become 14 days,
First, I was like looking away around a few places to stay. So my boss was offer her house to stay. So I stay about 3 to 4 days down there, but it was like very stressful. We like find a place to get a place right. When I come to work in the morning before the lockdown, so I already packed my things. I came in first before I no need to go back. If not, it's going to be very rushed and going to stuck in the jam with a very long queue. So it's going to be very tired. So I planned it early when I come in.
Our boss say he have the friend give you stay free, but that time I don't know what kind is the apartment. Maybe share with people, maybe like one room share with 4 people.
They have their own heart to help us, even though it's short term, but nobody else like they can be offered this kind. Only few people can do this. So hopefully the God will pay back everything to those who help people like us who went through these situations.
Wow, you actually offer Orchard Road accommodation to them. Wow, that is very, very kind of you. And you can see from the video that 2 ladies over there, they are all close to tears already. You might want to tell us a little bit more about this initiative that you started as so well received by the public.
All right. First and foremost, I need to disclaim. There's a disclaimer, right? So this initiative is brand under Rainmaker. Okay. Actually, the free accommodation is provided by one of our members. All right. So one of our Rainmaker members, she actually is a CB resident. All right. So she actually we spoke about it, and then she told me, "Hey Richard, why don't we do something for the community, for the Malaysian workers?" So that's where we decided to develop this project together. All right. So initially, so that was how it started. All right. So once I knew about it, so I said, okay, let me just develop this and really create some awareness. So, but I didn't know that. Initially I just post on my Facebook. I just said that, okay, we will know any friends who are willing to offer free accommodation for Malaysian workers for 2 weeks. We have 40. We are able to accept 40 so-called application. But I didn't know that Facebook post just went viral. Okay, it was,
Yes.
it was very unexpected. So there are also media calling me for interview and stuff like that. But I'm glad because we really make effort to really want to do something for the community. And when we talk about community, it is not just Singaporean. We feel that people who have contributed to Singapore economy, whether they are Malaysian workers or they are foreign workers or Bangladesh workers, we should also take care of them because they are part of the larger community of Singapore.
I see. And I have a lot of viewers asking me, how can they join you? So do they just join you over here, right below over here, which is our webpage over here, www.wearerainmaker.com. Can they actually join you via here, this webpage?
Okay, so if they are interested to join, they can actually okay, because my Facebook friends already hit 5,000, so I cannot send more Facebook friends. But if for those who are interested, you can go to our website, wearerainmaker.com, all right, and you can actually email us. We will get in touch with you shortly. Yeah.
All right. So all my viewers out there, please do not forget the website is right below over here. Okay, www.wearerainmaker.com. If you hashtag Prime Time with Sylvia, Richard is going to sign his book for you, okay? But buy the book first. All right. Now, Richard, there's something that I'm sure a lot of people would like to know. What are some of the life lessons that you have learned as an entrepreneur? You might want to share with our entrepreneur wannabe.
All right. So, okay, I may not be the best position to answer this question because as mentioned, I've only became an entrepreneur about 3 years ago. But I must say that throughout this entrepreneurial journey, I learned a few important things. All right. I think the number one key things I learned is that we must be able to understand that people do change. People do change in the sense that
Okay.
you see many times when you know in our area of work, whether we're dealing with our employee, our clients, our bosses, our supplier, whatsoever, we always have this impression of them, and we have this understanding or this stereotype about who they are. All right, and sometimes this stereotype will stay with us all the way. And
I agree.
this person has did something wrong to us before, or this person has offended us, and we just decided that no, this person I'm not going to work with this person. We allowed that one incident to create a halo effect. But do you realize one thing? People do change because we ourselves, we do change. Who am I? Okay, who am I 3 years ago, 5 years ago compared to now? I believe I have changed. Change in terms not just physically, but change in terms of values, our perception, our outlook in life, our perspective about things. We have changed. So I feel that as an entrepreneur, we must have a heart that's big enough to accommodate people who are different from us. Because many times we always want to mix with people that we feel comfortable with. People who say nice things. People are different from us. We want to distance ourselves from them. But you know what? If you want to be successful in life, all right, you must be able to work with all kinds of people, from the top to the least, all right, from the greatest to the nothing. You must have that heart. So first thing I realized is that people do change, and we must learn to adapt. All right. And the fact is that there's always an expiry date to every relationship. There's an expiry date. All right. Some dates are longer, some shorter. You know, some people you talk few months or few years, you can still be friends. After that, no more. All right. Some friends for life. So these are the things we need to understand is that there is no permanent in life. In life, there's no such thing as permanent things. So we must be able to always be flexible. Second lesson I learned is that we must always be flexible and adapt ourselves to changes. All right. So that when something hits you, when crisis hit you, you will not get so shocked. Why? Because you're already mentally prepared for the worst. At the same time, you expect the best, but mentally prepared for the worst. All right. So that's the second thing I've learned. And the third thing I learned is very simple, is that it pays to give than to receive. All right. It's more blessed to give than to receive. Because when we are in the position of giving, it means we are in the position of being blessed. All right. So when we start to give, do not expect anything in return. That's one thing that I've learned. All right. If you want to give, give because of the joy of giving, not because so that someone else can return the favor back to you, because you will be deeply disappointed. Why is that so? Because human beings, we are very forgetful.
I agree.
Someone can do 10 good things to you. You will forget, but this person did one wrong thing to you. You'll remember the one thing right. That is human beings. But I think we should really have a heart that's big enough to accommodate people like that. All right. If we should not give because we expect something, because you will feel very depressed, you will feel very discouraged. Yeah, that's another thing I've learned as an entrepreneur.
I agree. So to summarize up, it means three main points. Firstly, which is to be able to work with anybody if you want to be an entrepreneur. Second is to embrace change. For example, like now COVID-19, you must be able to embrace change. And last but not least, which is the one whereby it's always better to give than to take. And if you ever give, please don't expect anything in return, right? Wow, there you are.
It's a bonus, all right? So sometimes you just have to pray that the people that you help don't come back and backstab you. That's the best.
No, that leads me to a question. Yeah, what about, I'm sure in your entrepreneur journey, right, there will be people whereby you have helped them before and they have to come back and backstab you. How do you handle it?
Okay, to be honest, I have encountered a few. And some of them were my very close friends. To be honest, it was very heartbreaking. All right, it was very heartbreaking. But I have come to terms with that in the sense that people do change. All right. Because at that time, maybe there's a certain period of time, maybe 2 years ago, our frequency, our values, everything is in line. But because of certain things that changed or certain incident that happened, our relationship may have took a different form. So I need to understand this fact is that people do change. There's nothing is permanent. So I need to adapt myself and say, okay, now this relationship is no longer as before. It has taken on a different form. It has been infected with COVID already. All right. So what I need to do with it? I need to what? Quarantine myself. I need to quarantine because you see, I believe that we don't quarantine people or we isolate people just because they don't add value in my life. I have friends who I know that they cannot add value in my life, but I still want to be their friend because it's not about you cannot add value in my life, I don't be your friend. But when it comes to a point of time that the relationship becomes toxic, then you must know how to isolate yourself from them because it can get very infectious. All right. Because this person is toxic is like a person with COVID. You can go around infect all your friends against you also. Right. But at the very least, you need to quarantine yourself from COVID. This COVID people. All right. So be very careful. So, but
okay, if you were to quarantine yourself from this group of people, right? But if they still keep backstabbing you, going behind your back, talking bad things about you, you have ignored them for the longest time, what will you do next?
Okay. First and foremost is that I want to focus. There's a lot of better things for me to do. All right. Because if you got nothing better to do, you'll be very bothered by what they say. But if I got better things to do, you have no time to bother about them. All right. You got no time unless what they say or is written is really like so much until like it really defame your reputation. All right. Then, for example, they put on a post something that's not factual whatsoever. It's like, besides slandering, they really defame your writing, whatever. Then you may want to consider take legal action. But often than not, it's just mere gossip. I let them gossip because I got better things to do. Right. So very simple. Actually, to be honest, with this gossiping is also a very good test for you to know who are your friends that really know you. Because if your friends who really know you, they won't believe. All right. So in a way, I thank them. You should thank your friends or your enemy because they help you to filter who are your real friends or not real friends. So I give thanks to them. All right. So there's always good in every bad situation. Okay. So when this thing happens, is that, well, I know who are the friends that generally know me. If they know me, they come to me. Let's say what they share about me, it is true. Let's say something bad because I'm not perfect, right?
Mm.
They treat me as a friend. They will come to me and say, Richard, this is what I feel about you. I'm not happy about you. You see, in fact, few weeks ago, I have a friend who actually came to me, and because of some misunderstanding, she came to me and expressed how she felt about me. She was a bit negative because she thought that I posted something targeted at her. After I clarified, she realized, oh, actually, she made a mistake. But I appreciate friends like that. But friends who just go around without clarifying with you, but go around spreading, really, you can't do much about it. But just don't get bothered. Just don't be bothered with them, because we have better things to do. Like yourself, you got a lot of things to do. You want to run this one-time show, right? You got no time to think about all this.
Yes, yes, I totally agree with what Richard say. Basically, it's ignore, quarantine yourself away from this kind of people, and of course, end of the day, it's also a filter for you to know who are your true friends and who are not. And those who really know you will come to you straight, right? Am I right, Richard?
Yes. So even
All right, now
okay,
go ahead, please do.
let's say it's true. It's like, as a friend, you can also forgive a friend. Am I right?
Mm.
Yeah. So even if I make a mistake, you can come. Okay, if you tell me it's my mistake, I'll apologize. You can forgive, move on, right? But if let's say everybody knows except me, so it's quite unfair. But that's how the world operates. So we need to adapt to changes, to understand that people do change. Yeah.
Yes, okay. That is absolutely fabulous. And you know what, Richard? Every of my featured guests who come onto my show, right? Before we end the show, he will have to go through something, which is what we call the Prime Time with Sylvia naughty question. Notty, not Naught, not naughty, but naughty question. Now, it's very simple. What happened is that I'm going to ask you 10 questions, all right? The first answer that comes into your mind, you have to say it out immediately. That means you don't have time to think about it at all. You only have 2 seconds timing.
Okay.
All right? Are you ready?
All right.
I can see Richard is a little bit like, oh, sweat already. Why is she going to ask me? I should have come onto a show. But it's all in the name of fun. All right? Are you ready? Stand by. And here we go. What is the last lie you told? 1001, 1002. Come on.
I cannot remember really.
Did you like see someone and compliment her that, oh, you look so beautiful,
Last slide.
out
I
of
cannot
courtesy, or maybe you mm, the last lie you told, or maybe someone, or maybe someone came up to you and say, Richard, I bought a new shirt, I look good in it or not? Then you just yeah, you look good. Or you didn't, okay, not lie. Maybe it's just like okay, not bad. You didn't lie, okay? You didn't lie. You didn't say it's not nice. You didn't say it's nice. You just say
This
it's not.
question, this one I cannot think of it really.
Okay, 好，我放过你啊。All right, next question. Here we go. What do you spend too much money on?
Okay, for me, I feel that I spend maybe on investment. Yeah,
What kind of investment?
like some alternative.
Learning?
Yeah, learning. Also some kind of alternative investment. Like
I see.
Bitcoin.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay, next question. Fill up the blanks, okay? Richard Giam is fill up the blank.
Is an ordinary man who want to serve people. That's all.
That is so good. Fantastic. Okay, let's go on to the next question. What fictional character from a book, a TV show, a movie, or a cartoon do you want to relate yourself with the most?
Actually, it's Captain America.
Why? Why is that so?
I like him. I think he's someone with a lot of bravery, courage, integrity. And he's the one who is able to lift up Thor hammer. He speaks a lot about him. So he's my favorite character.
Okay, so all my viewers out there, when it's Richard's birthday, you just buy him a Captain America figurine for him. And by the way, while we are playing this game, I have this very cute comment over here. Imika said that he never says any lie here. See, isn't it good? This is a trust thing, very good. All right, let's move back to Prime Time with Sylvia, a naughty question, and let's move on to the next one. If you could live in any era, what would it be?
Maybe back.
Any era.
Okay, maybe back to before Christ, where Jesus was living.
Why is that so? You want to witness him being crucified and
I want to
increase your
witness- I
faith?
want to see him in person. I want to see Jesus in person and see the 3.5 years. I want to know how he really looked like, because now nobody really know how he looked like. I want to know how he looked like and how he performed miracles. I think that would be so amazing. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Wow. Bless you. All right. Next question. What's something that makes you feel good?
I think when friends around me are happy, it makes me feel good. Yeah.
Nice. Really immediately, 2 seconds you say. So that's really the answer to your brain. All right. Next question. And here we go. What is the most rebellious thing you did as a teenager?
Okay, so me and a few friends, we actually beat up one hooligan.
Really? How old were you then?
I was in poly. That time I was in poly before I went to JC. Yeah, so we there was this hooligan. We just a big bully lah. We just decided just to teach him a lesson. Yeah, I think that was the most thing I did. Yeah.
So you are still very righteous, even though when you were in poly also, because this hooligan that you all beat up is actually a bully. So you all decided to beat him up, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't say righteous. I feel that I have a very strong sense of injustice. I mean, if there's something that is not right, I will speak up. I don't. To be honest, nobody like to offend people, but I'm not afraid of offending people if I need to.
Nice. 我给你一个赞. Like, please like the post, okay? Please like it, okay? Next question. Tell us something that no one knows about you. 1001, 1002. For example, you have any like hidden talent, you like to sing when you're in the shower, or I don't know.
Okay, for me, I like to sleep a lot lah. Okay.
Okay.
I sleep at least 10-11 hours per day.
10 hours.
At least, yeah. So that is. So when I at home most of the time, I'm just sleeping. Yeah, I rest a lot. I sleep a lot.
So your 10 hours is accumulation of taking afternoon naps, not the entire night through, right? Imagine if it's the entire night through, you have to sleep very early if you want to wake up early.
I sleep, so accumulation is about 10 hours. So I sleep.
Nice. Yeah. No wonder you look so young, Not that you're old, okay? All right, next question, and here we go. When you are alone, what do you say to yourself in the mirror? You look at the mirror. What do you say to yourself when you're alone?
When I'm alone, what do I see? What do I say to myself in the mirror?
Yes.
What am I going to do next? What am I going to do next?
You're asking yourself. You mean when you ask yourself in the mirror, what you're going to do next?
Yeah.
Wow, that is very nice. Okay, next question for something very fun. Now, all my viewers out there, if you want to answer this question, you can also comment, all right? Stand by, here we go. What does teed up means?
I don't know. What does it mean, teed up?
The first answer that comes into your mind. What does teed up means? Come on, just give it a shot. It's all in the name of fun. Teed up means
you praise someone, tee up someone.
What is tee up? This TIT, tits up. Okay. I know Richard is a very shy guy, so okay, I'll straight away tell you the answer. Okay, it's nothing vulgar, especially not on Prime Time on Sylvia. What does teed up means? It means to move with jerky or exaggerated movements. All right. If you don't believe, you can always go on and Google. All right, there you are. What does teed up means? It means to move with jerky and exaggerated movements. All right. Thank you very much. And of course, our time have come to close to ending Prime Time with Sylvia. And it's a very, very great pleasure for Prime Time with Sylvia. In fact, it's an honor, I must say, to have Richard on my show. Now, Richard, before we go, do you have anything that you would love to say to all our viewers out there?
Yes. First, I want to thank you, Sylvia, for really inviting me for this very exquisite, fun, entertaining primetime show. It's an honor for me, and I appreciate you being a friend and a host. I really enjoy myself very much. Thank you so much. All right. And also for all the audience out there, I just want to thank you so much for watching, for your support, your patience, and for tolerant towards me. I know sometimes, like I can be quite direct and I can be very frank and honest with my opinion and views, but I still have a lot of friends who believe in me. I want to really say a big thank you, especially to my Rainmaker friends and members who actually supported me, and I'm very moved. And I really wish all of us to be happy, success, to be joyful always. Yeah. And thank you so much, everyone.
Yes, okay. It's really an honor to have you. In fact, Prime Time with Sylvia is actually a channel whereby I want to bring out inspiration, motivation, and positivity to the lives of all viewers. So if you do have anybody who you know is like successful as Richard or have touched thousands of lives or even touched a life and you want him or her to be featured, all you need to do is write me an email on primetimewithsylvia@gmail.com. All right. And tomorrow we're going to have an actor. His name is Bernard Tan. 以前我们新传媒的一个演员叫做陈传之，可是最近呢，他已经把他的名字换成陈天禄。He has actually have a role in one of the MediaCorp drama, so he'll be on tomorrow at 8:30. Okay. Once again, Richard, thank you so much. Thank you. And my name is Sylvia. This is Richard, and we're signing out. Good night.